I'm Jamie Brown. I'm a grade 10 student and I am interviewing Don Brown. So my first question is, what was the farming community like?
When I was a youngster,
Yeah.
well, we probably had at least a dozen farms within 2 miles of a radius. Every farm had young people that you could meet and play hockey in the wintertime on ponds and go biking with. And that has sure changed big time.
What kind of machinery did you use most?
Well, my dad was a Massey Ferguson man all of his years, but the Massey Ferguson company stumbled, so she's primarily Case IH now for the big part.
How long has your homestead / land been in the family?
I believe my dad acquired that land 75 years ago, and it's been in the family ever since.
Who was your biggest influence as a child?
My dad, for sure, number one, and then my mother, number two, and I guess I'm going to hold at that. I don't know if I had any more idols than that at the time.
What is one of your memories about family?
Well, I remember every Sunday my mother would, I'm sure, got up at 4 in the morning to start cooking. The family would come home, big family, big house, right full of people. But you know what? Lots of children, lots of cards, lots of laughters and stories. I remember those Sundays.
Did your family make trips to the city often? And what would the reason for going to the city be?
Well, with my dad, it had to be a very good reason or he wouldn't go at all. You know what? Oh boy, twice a year. If my dad went to the city twice a year, that was a struggle for him. And of course, I always went along with him, but not very often to the city, no.
What did you do for fun?
Oh, everything we did was fun as far as I'm concerned. You know what? You just got up in the morning and you went through your day, and it was fun. I didn't have any stress back in them days, so every day was fun, no matter what we did.
What occupations have you had throughout your lifetime?
Well, after high school, I went to Regina and I worked at Sasquepool head office for 7.5 years, and then I moved back to Strasbourg, and I bought grain for Sasquepool until I moved back after my father's death to the farm, where I've been for ever.
Where did the majority of your food come from? Homegrown, purchased, or traded for?
Well, you know, when I was youngster, 75% of it was homegrown, from beef to pork to potatoes to corn to. It was primarily homegrown. We had a lot of mouths to feed. He couldn't have possibly went to Safeway. They didn't have big enough carts.
How many was in your family?
I'm number 12 of 12.
What has changed that is not good about society today?
Oh, everything. Oh, society isn't like when I was a kid. You know what? I don't like the drugs. I don't like the everything's on high speed. It has changed. I'd go back to being a kid any day. It's not going to happen, but I would.
How has the farming community changed since you were a kid?
Well, all those neighbors that we used to have are probably down to about 2 now, and they're very elderly. Farming's went big in corporate, and Derek and I are probably one of the smallest farms that's still surviving out in the world, and that's the way it's going to keep going.
Okay, well, that's all I have, but I would like to thank you for coming to do this.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
That was special.